What's up, Milk the Man? Week 6 in the books. What a week we've got for you. Genty with the best team of the week at 197. And then you've got coming in at the worst team of the week at the lowest of the totem pole is Tush Push to Browntown at 96 points. Literally Genty overlapping Tush Push, outscoring him by over 100 points, which is insane. Unheard of for his team. This guy's consistently between 130 and 150 realm. 96 points. We got Puka with the most efficient manager award. He maxed out 120 points. But Genty scored 197 out of 197. I'm going to steal that most efficient manager away from Puka and give it to Genty's. Week 6, Genty, best team of the week, now most efficient manager of the week, the biggest blowout of the week. He milks all upon who I just stole the most efficient manager award from. What I think is happening here, Genty is milking all inside of that trophy cup, making Puka drink that down to the very bottom. And then we've got the overachiever of the week, which is Genty as well. And on top of that, No Pain No Gain was number 1 last week. He won his game. He's got a 4-game win streak. But Genty had such a masterful week 6. He even stole seed number 1. Genty is a thief who milks upon people when they least expect it. Let's get into the games for week 6, shall we? And we'll start with Big Bark versus the Human Torch. I didn't know I was going to win 158 to 132. I thought it'd be a much closer game. Patrick Mahomes versus Dak Prescott. Pretty good quarterback matchup. Regal Dowdle. I picked him up when nobody else was really looking at him. 2 weeks in a row, this guy scored 32 points. Danny had a prayer last game of the week. Drake London, man, he scored 31 points. But unfortunately, Danny takes the loss here by almost 30 points. Moving on here, Vinsanity versus Mud Dogs. Mud Dogs takes this one surprisingly 137 to 135. There's 2 things surprising about this game. That Mud Dogs scored 137. Number 2, that Vinsanity lost by 2 points. We all know the saga here. Vinsanity 135 loses. Week 5, 144 loses. Week 4, 147 loses. What does this guy have to do? If you're Vinny, you've got to be tearing your hair out by now. I feel sorry for that guy's head. Mud Dogs, congratulations. You're 2-4. You're not as bad as I once thought you were. Vinsanity, you're not looking so great. Hey, you still have a higher seed than Mud Dogs, so that's something to celebrate. No Pain No Gain versus Burrow My Dicker. We got No Pain coming out on top with 130 versus Burrow's 112. Burrow, you are officially the worst team in the league, 1-5. Putting in your best players would not have gotten you the win. It would have gotten you to look good, though, at 126. That would have been a game. You can't even manage correctly. You're at 1-5 for a reason. Congratulations to No Pain, moving up to 5-1. Unfortunately, you fought a C2, which, I mean, the math checks out somehow. Next, we've got Zombie Ate My Neighbors versus Apparently STDs. Zombies takes this one 137 to Apparently's 106. You guys already know the story here on Apparently STDs. He started the season out with a 3-game win streak, with a 3-game losing streak. I mean, this guy is terrible. If you add up all the points from his bench alone, his bench scored 20 points in total. That's out of 5 players. I don't know if he's ever going to get a win again. Yeah, so Zombies, great game. He's at 3-3, seed 5. Apparently falls to 3-3. The floor is very, very low for you. Next, we've got Tush Push to Browntown versus Ante-Up. Ante-Up takes this one 97 to 96. What an underwhelming game. Ante-Up was projected to score 131. He scored 97. Tush Push was projected to score 134. He was supposed to win the game by 3 points. He lost the game by 1 point. Ante-Up just sneaks away with a win. Crazy. He's 4-2. That's the way fantasy goes. And then lastly, we've got Puka My Neighbors versus Genty. Genty takes this one commandingly 197 to Puka's 120. Every single one of Genty's players, except for one, outscored the projections. And the one that didn't outscore his projections, he was supposed to score 17, he scored 16. That would be his running back, Ashton Genty. You want to see something scary? Go ahead and look that guy's face up on the Sleeper app. Happy Halloween. Let's look ahead to week 7 and make some predictions. First, we've got Big Bark versus Genty. I think this is going to be an amazing game. I'm not going to call it the game of the week because I don't know if I'm going to give Genty a real run for his money. I'm going to give this one to Genty because this guy's a powerhouse. So he's going to move on to 6-1. And I'm going to fall to 4-3. Next, we've got Vinsanity versus Tush Push to Browntown. I mean, can it possibly happen again? These are 2 teams that were devastated last week. Tush Push is on a 3-game losing streak as well as Vinsanity. The battle of the unfortunates, I would say. I'm going to go ahead and say insult to injury. Vinsanity loses again, maybe perhaps by 1 point. Tush Push is going to move to 3-4, and Vinsanity is going to fall depressingly to 2-5. Next, we've got No Pain No Gain versus Apparently STDs. I'm calling it. I think apparently STDs has maybe 1 or 2 wins left in the season, and I don't think either of those is going to come against No Pain No Gain. No Pain, I think you're going to take this one commandingly. You'll move to 6-1. Apparently STDs is going to fall to 3-4. All right, next we've got Zombie Ate My Neighbors versus Burrow My Dicker. Burrow My Dicker has a pretty awful team. His highest scoring game yet this season is at 128. His lowest scoring game is at 93. He is the definition of a bad team. I would just say this: if Zombies loses this game, then he's going to be an embarrassment to all of us. Zombies is going to move to 4-3, and Burrow is going to fall to 1-6. Next, we've got the Human Torch versus Puka My Neighbors. Brother versus brother, the Dela Cruz showdown. The Human Torch coming off of having been torched himself. I think that Puka, even though he has a worse record, has been the more frightful team just because he can put up some massive numbers. So I'm going to pick Puka on this one. Puka's going to rise to 3-4. The Human Torch is going to fall to 3-4. And then lastly, we've got Anti-Up versus Mud Dogs. Mud Dogs is, other than the anomaly of week 6, which he scored 137, I think Anti-Up is going to take this one overwhelmingly against Mud Dogs and bring Mud Dogs back to reality where he belongs. Anti-Up is going to move up to 5-2, and Mud Dogs is going to fall to 2-5. There we have it. We've got some laggers this season. I think last year was a lot more even as far as the teams go and the stats go. Beating up on the bad teams when you can, I think that's pretty cool too. Let's just take this week to laugh at either Vinsanity or Tush Push's misery. It could happen to any one of us, and right now it's happening to both Vinsanity and Tush Push, and they happen to be facing each other, so pretty crazy. Enjoy the games. Thanks for watching.